Hi everyone, this is Hannah Romero from the Rocket Miner. I'm bringing you today's COVID-19 update. As far as the numbers go for COVID-19 in the United States, the CDC is reporting a total of 68,440 cases and a total of 994 deaths. In Wyoming, we are up to a total of 53 cases. And as far as that goes by county, we have 1 in Albany, 1 in Campbell, 3 in Carbon, 14 in Fremont, 1 in Johnson, 14 in Laramie, 6 in Natrona, 1 in Park, 4 in Sheridan, 7 in Teton, and the 1 case that was announced recently in Sweetwater County. One thing to keep in mind when it comes to looking at the numbers, one thing that our Sweetwater County Emergency Operations Center team pointed out, is that these numbers reflect a lot of variation depending on the testing, on who's been tested and confirmed. They said these numbers represent a near 100% increase of confirmed positive COVID-19 cases in Wyoming in just a few days, but also represent an increase in testing. It remains difficult to get a clear picture of the prevalence of the disease as many rural counties across Wyoming continue to battle limited testing capabilities. So again, sometimes we see these numbers going up and it's like, oh no, it's spreading faster. That's not necessarily the case. It just means that these have been confirmed, and as we get more tests, more cases are confirmed, so the numbers go up. But just keep in mind that that doesn't necessarily reflect the truth and reality of how many people have the virus already. It's hard to tell depending on when the testing is available, how long it takes, so just keep those factors in mind when you look at the numbers. Also, it's encouraging to remember that even as the numbers keep going up, several of these people have already recovered and are doing fine, have been released from isolation. We heard that some of the people in Fremont have been. So the numbers keep building because those cases were confirmed, but it doesn't mean necessarily either that these people are still sick. So that's a good thing to keep in mind, is that people are recovering, and thankfully in Wyoming we haven't had any deaths reported from the disease. Today, as far as some of the closures and changes in business hours go, we heard from some of the animal shelters. Red Desert Humane Society is now closed completely for the time being, but the Rock Springs and Green River Animal Control Centers, you can still make an appointment. So if you're interested in adoption from one of those shelters, or if you want to call about dog impounds, you can make an appointment with them. You just have to call ahead first to set that up, just so you can keep that in mind. One of the important things that's being stressed right now is social distancing and staying home. So our governor, like we've said in previous update videos, has not put us under a shelter-in-place order yet. He's obviously really hoping to avoid having to make that call and make that an official order, but he is strongly encouraging people to stay home anyways. And our Sweetwater County Public Health Officer, Dr. Jean Station, is also really strongly encouraging this. A statement from the Emergency Operations Center said that Dr. Jean Station strongly urges everyone to consider visiting friends or loved ones outside of your immediate family unit electronically or virtually and not in person. She said it is crucial that everyone practices these social distancing measures, not just those who are sick. So we talk about social distancing, and since we're not under a shelter-in-place order yet, even though that's becoming more common, yesterday both Idaho and Colorado announced shelter-in-place orders. But Wyoming, we're still not, so we think about social distancing, but a lot of people hear that and they think, oh, it's fine for me to visit people as long as I don't give them a hug, just stay 6 feet away from them or whatever. But really, we should basically be acting like we are under a shelter-in-place order anyways, because that is the safest possible way to handle things. Because if you think, I'm fine, I can still go get a coffee and sit outside and talk to my friend, that's still a really good way to spread the virus. And if you're doing that, the more people that you're in contact with, the more people they're in contact with, it just keeps spreading. So really the best thing right now is to limit your in-person contact to only your immediate family if you can, or whoever you're living with, or just a very small group of people. Because the more people we're in contact with, even if we're trying to be careful, it's really hard to be careful enough, and this virus spreads so easily that it's really best to just limit that in-person contact completely. Again, we're in the age of technology. You can still text people, call them, FaceTime with them, stay connected to people because we need each other. We need to help each other through this. But limiting that in-person contact is really important and really helpful. And one of the things to keep in mind with that too is it is possible that you could have the virus and not know it yet. And because you're feeling healthy and fine, because this virus can take anywhere from a couple days to up to 2 weeks, where you have it and can be spreading it without having seen any symptoms yourself. So you could think, I'm fine, I'm not sick, I'm feeling healthy, so I'm not going to spread the virus. It's fine if I, go out to coffee with these people, or go pick up coffee and go to these people's houses or hang out with them. But you could be sick and spreading the virus to them without even realizing it. And then if they have a more compromised immune system, in 2 weeks, it comes out that, oh, I do have the virus after all. Well, now they've been exposed to it too, and if they catch the virus, it could be a lot worse for them. So keep that in mind and just really be practicing ways to limit your social interaction and in-person interaction with other people as much as possible. Another thing I want to encourage you guys with is just to pay attention to the sources that you're listening to and to whose voices and whose information you're paying attention to. So here at The Rocket, clearly we're trying to give you all of the best updates and most helpful updates we can with confirmed numbers and facts and data. But with all of this, as you listen to different people, just really encouraging you to listen to health professionals and to scientists. They are the ones who know the most, who have been working the hardest to understand this disease and how we should respond to it. And they're the ones that we should be listening to and doing the things that they ask us to. And I know that the timeline on all of this is really unclear, and that can be kind of frustrating or discouraging. And there are some people saying, we'll be totally fine and back to normal in just a few more weeks. And there are other people saying, this won't be till the end of June. And it's really hard to know and be sure. And it's hard to make plans. But I just encourage you again, listen to what the health professionals are saying, what they're predicting for this. And really, one of my biggest things that I keep reminding myself of is that even though it's hard to think about, oh, I have to work from home for 2 more months, or, that can be a kind of scary thought or overwhelming or intimidating thought. But one of the things to keep in mind is that it's so much better if we overreact to this situation than to underreact to it, because we are doing the best we can to save lives. That is what is on the line, that is our ultimate goal, and we are trying to protect people. And that is the most important thing. And whatever it takes to do that is what we need to be willing to do. And if that means we have to wait longer, I think it's more important for us to make sure that we're stopping this disease, that we're not just extending it by pushing too hard or trying to get back to normal too soon. That could cause a lot more problems in the long run. So I think we need to be patient, we need to be careful, and we need to be willing to do as much as it takes to respond to this situation correctly, because ultimately it is people's lives that are the most important thing, and that's what we are striving to protect. Thank you guys for listening to this update. Keep checking on rocketminer.com, our social media pages, and just these daily update videos. We'll keep bringing you new information, and just stay home and stay safe and have a good night. Thanks.